Hi everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about the idea of activation and deactivation. Neurobiologically, nervous system wise, activation and deactivation. So, as you all are aware, as we all are doing this together, we're in this together, there is a very high emphasis right now on activating our responses to news, to death, to pain, to emotional chaos, to violence, to dissonance, not knowing what the truth is, not knowing which news story to believe, not knowing how to convince your parents to take the vaccination, not knowing how to shut down from social media or not, whether to do it or whether to not do it. These are very activating times right now. Even those of us who don't identify as political, who don't identify as caregivers or helpers of any sort, are finding it really hard to be passive because it's a very activating time specifically for our country. So while that is fantastic in some ways, that so many people are taking a step to help others, to speak truth to power, to find out and analyze, what's really going on. Why is this population getting help versus this other population not getting help? It's so amazing and so fantastic. At the same time, we have to remember that the body has its own intelligence, and your body, however much you hate it or love it, is extremely intelligent and has a very strong memory. So right now, all your activation strategies are being stored and are being sort of mirrored by the body as a time to absorb stuff from other people. That's the literal process of activation, right? Like, I am neutral and then I see someone depressed that they have lost a family member, and then I take up their energy and their sadness and grief and sorrow, and my body feels activated. Oh my God, I have to do something. I have to empathize. Empathy is incredibly activating. It activates parts of our brain to say, okay, I'm involved with your experience. I'm here with you. Tell me, how are you? I'm checking in with you. What's happening? Okay, so this is the strategy of activation, right? So the body is creating literally suitcases of pain and suitcases of memory, and storing these experiences within the body to prepare for potential threat. Now, what are we doing to deactivate in the day so that we don't burn out at the end of every week and then announce on social media, I'm taking like a week off from social media, bye, which is again so performative. It's a performative way of saying that I need protection. So I guess today, this week, I've been thinking a lot about deactivating, but still from a place of very responsible action. So not deactivating passively and being like, okay, bye, I'm going to go to Goa and just like do, like hide basically. Not in that sense. Like, okay, I'm not going to invest any resources. I'm not going to help anybody. I'm just going to close myself in a cave and just wait for the world to go by. No, I mean, not helpful. We need a lot of people to be doing a lot of things right now. So what are the ways in which that one can deactivate yet be very responsible with one's energy and intentional? Where do I want to give energy? What kind of news do I want to absorb? How much money can I put away to help other people during this intense time? How can I make sure that I'm not burning out and crashing on the floor and having explosive attacks, panic attacks, or violent anxiety attacks, right? So some ways to deactivate are belly breathing, eating well throughout the day, eating consistently. Of course, that's an entire moot point on its own, so we won't go there today. But I just wanted to talk about the emotional aspects of deactivation. So, one thing that I've really benefited from is the idea of visualization and visualizing protection. Visualizing protection each time I send someone a message saying, hey, just checking in with you. I'm sending them a visual symbol of protection. And as I'm doing that, my brain is creating, the mirror neurons in my brain are firing and creating another mirror response in my brain, sending myself protection. So that's one way to think about deactivation. Another way to think about deactivation is regulating how much time I'm giving to others and how much time I'm actually putting in myself to come back to homeostasis. So if I'm spending 5 hours a day talking, am I spending 5 hours a day in silence? Is that possible for me? What is possible for me? How do I create a balance of being there versus being in my own space and really nourishing myself so that I can be ready for the next day and all the challenges that the next day and the next day and the next day are going to present? Because again, we are in this for the long run. So all my fellow therapists, my fellow healers, lovers, caregivers, activists, people who like what I'm saying, people who don't like what I'm saying, people who need to really put themselves first, people who need to take a step back, to all of you, I really, really hope that you can figure out a balance of activation and deactivation that works for you. Share those tips and tricks with others because we need you. I need me. And this is not ending anytime soon. And so we need to be ready for whatever this looks like in the long run. Okay. Wishing you a lot of wellness. See you soon. Bye.